what's going on, guys? It's Rod here with the Hodler Fud Crypto, your new source for all things cryptocurrency. Guys, just want to jump on, touch base again, go over some of the things we talked about a few days ago, and then also dive into where we currently are based on the stock to flow chart. Now, I do want to go on a bit of a rant because I've been trying to catch up on what's been going on in YouTube with all the other crypto influencers, and I'm not real pleased with everything that's been kind of put out there. Like, we keep putting down people for fudding stuff, for bending stuff to make things work for them, and there's a lot about Elon Musk, and BitBoy just did a video about him, but like some really big things that I took away from that video is like, there's a lot of fun in that video. Like, we're just throwing shade at Elon for 14 minutes there, Ben. Like, cool. I mean, the guy's got hurt too, I guess. The rest of us are kind of feeling it, but I mean, I'm not even going to dive into it because the amount of information that was thrown out in that video, some of it very fascinating to understand, as I'm not a Tesla fan myself or an Elon Musk fan, but some very fascinating facts, and I did check some of them to be true. Like, I was absolutely fascinated to learn about the startup of Tesla and how Musk wasn't there at the start and how he got himself a seat on the board by buying in with his PayPal money. I bought into all of that stuff. I love that stuff. It was great research. But where the video lost me is where we threw shade and said that he was using blood money because his dad had something to do with mining jewels in South Africa. We're making assumptions there all over the place, and that's, hey, if that's what you want to do, that's not what I'm at. So maybe I get some clarity on your message there, BitBoy, but I'm just not really buying that we can absolutely correlate that as blood money. However, I digress. But as an influencer, we have this responsibility because we're getting people watching our videos. And I think most people can go through and relate that a portion is like 40% return traffic and 60% new traffic every day that we're getting. So there's 60% of the people that we may be talking to that have not really been following things as in tune as everybody else. And we're throwing shade, or we're throwing, this spin, and we're saying, oh, like the market, it doesn't look like it's going to recover. It's a dead cat bounce. It's double bottomed and then went the other way. And guys, I get it. It's really hard to stay upbeat and positive right now. But just zoom out. We've been saying that since day one. Zoom out. Look at where we are. Look at where we were. Zoom out. Take a look at the bigger picture and see what's going on. Honestly, guys, like, BitBoy does a great job of diving into projects and going over things. So I'm sure he's not trying to just hurtle insults at Elon Musk. But like I said, the video was really well done. I just thought there was maybe some points in there that, I don't know, maybe I'd like to get some clarity on where that information came from. But I digress. Here we are. We're looking at what we talked about 2 days ago, where Bitcoin currently is following something that I drew at the end of April. It might have been the start of May, and something that I labeled as a brand new bull run. Now, why did I label it as a brand new bull run? Because if you look at the chart from then, we had this run up, a massive run up, guys. Like, Bitcoin took off at the start of this year. Had something like, I think it was a 400% run up or 440% run up. And then it rounded that top off. And we've talked about how much manipulation there was in the market and how it crashed down and the bull run might be in jeopardy now. But if we look at that big run up and what happened there, well, we had a bunch of investors, and this is where we need to really understand where we are in our cycles of investing, is we had a bunch of institutional big corporations putting this stuff on their balance sheet. You know, we've got MicroStrategy on record saying they're buying $21 million today, $14 million the next. Like, they're really putting in, we're going to raise $30 million in capital to go and get more Bitcoin. Tesla listed on their spreadsheet or on their balance sheets. Like, so there's a whole bunch of money flowing in. And as we talked about, you know, what drives these prices and what gets these things going is we've always talked about how you need the retail investor in there to help keep propping it up, because they're just buying little pieces and taking away as the whales are selling, as they're saying, the smart money sells to the dumb. But we had a really big rounded top, and that's okay, because I think we were ahead of the bull market there. And this is where I'm talking about how I thought it rhymed with 2013 so well, is we had this great big lead up. Now, we had a blow off top in 2013 and then a huge pullback, and then it went sideways. And honestly, guys, take a look at the chart right now. The big green candle in the middle of the screen, that's kind of the bottom. And if you see that the white lines that are running up and down, that is what I drew out over 6 weeks ago. Just following trend lines on the chart, okay? Look at how close those candles are. Maybe not the green one. It's a big body candle, just like this one said it was going to be. But we almost hit the same open as what was projected in the white candle on the next two preceding it. So what am I looking for Bitcoin to do tomorrow? Well, stay tuned to the end of this video. Or sorry, what am I looking at Bitcoin to do today? Because I'm releasing this for Friday. You'll have to stay tuned to the end of the video where I think it's going to go today. I'm going to release this video probably mid-morning again, 10 o'clock. And we can see where it goes from there. I'm trying to get some more views. I'm trying to do things a little bit more organically right now, and maybe try to lay off the commercializing of the channel until we've actually set some seeds here. But as we look at these things as a whole, guys, we got to understand, yes, there's media stories and FUD, and there's, you know, we've got adoption. We've got El Salvador now bringing Bitcoin in as the official tender of the country. And you can go on and on and on about the use cases and where Bitcoin could take us. And, you know, Bitcoin really does serve its big purpose of being a store of value, much like gold does. I can see a lot more other countries going on to maybe the Ethereum network or one of those type altcoin chains like your Cardanos or whatever. But you got to understand one thing: when things start to take off, so the .com boom that everybody's referring cryptocurrency to now, just market versus market, you needed stuff to actually start going to the .com before the .com wave actually took over. You needed a first website. You needed a first country to adopt it. So we're kind of in that. We're just trying right now, almost like something stuck in the mud. We're just literally trying to get traction, trying to get something to grip so that we can grab on and pull ourselves up and keep going. This is where we are right now. We're stuck in the mud. It looks like we're hit the bottom here. If you zoom out on this chart, you'll see that I'm still projecting us to run up north of 275, but we're still in this bull market. And I really want to show you something really cool, that if you look at the stock to flow model, and you can take a look at it here on the screen, you can see the arrows at the bottom, and that is the important low on the oscillator for Bitcoin and where it is in the market. So you can go back and you can look for the 2012, we had two bottoms there, but then it led into the big run up and then pull back and then run up again for the 2013 cycle. And take a look kind of where we are. If you draw a line and you look at that red to orange to yellow in 2013, you've got a pretty good run up and then sideways. So if you look over to this year's in the stock to flow market, you can see we go red to orange really nicely. And it does kind of blow off top there. And then all of a sudden we got to start hitting with all this big investment money coming in. All these big players coming in. And that kind of gave us that big balloon rounded top coming out of there because we had a whole bunch more things pumping this thing. Okay? Now, if you look at this and you guys understand the stock to flow market, the stock to flow model, red means how many days we are away from having. Purple is where we're 0 days. Like, so that's the red to the purple on the scale. So you can understand. So mid 2020, we had our halving, and then we had this big run up. And then if we didn't have all that extra news, I think we would have had a lot more of an indicator kind of like what 2013 was, but maybe not as high. And then we're going to have this pullback and go sideways. And now look for it to absolutely pop off. And I'm definitely going to tell you guys it's going to go north of 150. But where we project it, you're going to have to stay tuned. But guys, we got to understand that we can't just keep looking at things with our own light. Okay, and that's not saying that we can't be like putting our own spin on things, or we can't be like looking at, but don't cast the shadow. Don't be the one standing there and looking at something where what you're looking down on is light, but you're blocking it for everybody else and you're creating a shadow. Okay, so the most important thing as an influencer or somebody that's creating content on YouTube is to get out there and get your message heard and try to not remain neutral, but remain not so optimistic that you're kind of lighting everything up so there is no shadows, but you're trying to like keep your beam fairly direct at what we're looking at. So I don't want you guys to run away and look at 1,000 different things and be like, well, you know, 6 of the 34 market indicators are telling us we're still in a bear market or in a bull market, and you know, 8 of them are telling us that it's a bear market. So you know, pick your indicators that you want to follow. Look at them regularly. Look at the charts when you need to look at the charts, but understand, unless you're trading, you don't need to be that active. And I heard it really well put today is hodl, add a little bit, dollar cost average, and spend some time with your family and friends. Because it's been a crazy year and a bit, and who couldn't use a little bit of extra time with our family and friends? So just understand that it's more, you know, you don't want to get out of the market right now because unless you're, you know, way up on your initial investment, then you should have got out towards that rounded top. But who saw the big pullback coming right away? We weren't euphoric yet. I don't want to say that word because we weren't there yet. We didn't have a bunch of people. If we were euphoric, we would have seen a really sharp run up because we would have had everybody throwing money into this. But we didn't. We only had corporations, large investors. We didn't have the everyday retails. You know, it goes to say, like, you got to look at the stock to flow where we are. We just hit that bottom. And if you go back to 2017, when we just hit that bottom, we had a huge, every time we've hit the bottom, we've always gone to the upside. So this oscillator is indicating that we're still on the stock to flow. This is the plan B method that everybody's been watching since 2012. When this was created and put out for the stock to flow, this is exactly what we need to look at is consistent data. Don't look for new indicators. Don't look for, just know what you're looking at and go from there. So I told you guys prices. What do I think Bitcoin's going to do today, being Friday, June 11th? I think we're going to see a $39,500 Bitcoin today. With it closed somewhere in the 37.5, somewhere in that range. But I really like to see it get up and give us a high. I could even close up at 39.5. I'd be happy with that. But I still really think by Monday is when we're going to hit that 43K and then maybe have some more sideways action as we start to slowly just pull ourselves out. So anyways, guys, quick video tonight. I'm trying to figure out what it is that we can get for content up that's still going to give you guys some kind of realistic expectations for this year's market. I do not think it's anywhere near done. I think we're really just starting to prime up for the big legs in this bull run, but understand it's not going to happen all in this month. It's not going to happen all by September. I think we're going to see some big run-ups by then, but there's going to be some other things that happen. So guys, that's what I got for today. Today and every day, make sure you protect yourself. Don't wreck yourself. And hey, do yourselves a favor and check us out on our socials. For all news cryptocurrencies, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you got any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to drop us an email. All of that is below or in the banner up above. Has some quick links in there as well, guys. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Saturday with some new content. Take care.